Welcome to the 6th episode of the dopest series you've ever seen in your life. I'm your host, GLGizmo, but you could just call me Gizmo because you're my homie. No phony baloney, so sit back, relax, and smoke some green. Here's a picture of my cat Beans. On this week's episode, H3 podcast member AB and MikefromPA have been beefing on Twitter, taking shots at each other back and forth. Ethan Klein shows that he's keeping his vow to relentlessly dunk on iDubbbz. Trump and RFK have found the cause of autism, and even more updates. So let's get right into it. Starting with AB's quote tweet to MikefromPA where he said, "It's so funny that Ethan mocks smaller creators when AB gets about 1.8% of my viewership when he streams on Twitch. Sold his soul to Ethan Klein and gets no clout, LMAO." So our buddy Mike here is talking about this clip where Millhouse talks about how he wouldn't call into the H3 podcast, and Ethan's like, well, you probably should because you have no viewers.
So I invited, almost like as a afterthought, invited Millhouse to call into the show, which for a show that live streamed to like 100 people, I offered him to call in as an afterthought to kind of just talk through our issues, right? Kind of talks peacefully and openly and amicably. So he, appreciating this great opportunity he has in his lap, made some demands.
This is Snark Brain on full display.
This man just talked himself out of coming onto one of the biggest podcasts. Go ahead, Millhouse, with your list of demands.
It has to be live. It can't be like the Hasan conversation. And the third and most important point, which I think is...
The Hasan conversation was live.
Yeah, what?
Right. What does that mean?
Sorry. You don't... I mean, okay.
All right.
Conversation. And the third and most important point, which I think is going to be the deal breaker. You got to drop the lawsuits.
Anyway, what's next?
AB then responded with this quote tweet that says, "Hagrid trying to get some free Twitter likes again. Here, I'll try and help explain. I have a full-time job just like you did before Hogwarts filed that restraining order on you." Alright, starting off strong here, AB. Not sure I would have led with the Harry Potter jabs, but I can't lie, I do see the resemblance. I save any trending topics for the show, not for my personal stream. Your buddy that you're defending only has more viewers when talking about H3 because at the end of the day, bro runs a fan channel. Also, that's crazy if I only get 1.8% the amount of views as you because we usually have similar sub numbers. But I do respect you as a bigger creator, so I could use some advice. How do I avoid saying stuff like are a demonic ethnicity?
It is a Jewish is not an ethnicity. This constructed ethnicity, this demonic ethnicity, wholly invented.
At what view count will I start to have these thoughts? I want to try and get ahead of it because as a pro-Palestinian, I disagree with people who say that criticizing Israel is anti-Semitic, and I feel like statements like yours can be used against the movement. Thank you, Mike. Just a small streamer trying to make his way. Alright, you got me back in the second half there. I would nix the fantasy jokes going forward. Moving on to iDubbbz, still going after the H3 crew. Simple Ian has shifted his crosshairs to Dan, the producer.
Let's give it up for Dan. You got this shit, Dan. You're so smart. I love that. Yeah, Dan coming in to say, yeah, I'm fucking glued to Ethan's rectum. Yep. Super glued to Ethan's rectum.
Dan. Everybody knows that's
I can't
Dan.
say anything else.
The
I
human
can't
centipede.
be honest about anything. I'm fully super glued.
Yeah, I think he's losing it, folks. We got a 5150 his ass. Just from the perspective of a normal viewer, it's obvious that iDubbbz is going after the H3 crew to get Ethan to stop talking about him. Even though iDubbbz has said on multiple occasions that he doesn't think it's the right thing to rope the crew in. But I guess he changed his mind at some point, because that's exactly what he's doing anyway. I really don't think Ethan's gonna let this go anytime soon, so coming after the crew is probably not gonna work. If anything, it's just gonna make things worse for iDubbbz. Both because Ethan is vindictive and petty, and also it's just like not a good look from an outside perspective. It just seems like you're going after people that don't deserve it at all. Kind of like how he's going after his boxing coach and his boxing coach's wife, who's a victim and survivor of child marriage. iDubbbz is still trying to say that he never promised them the $5,000 bonus, but he can't articulate himself too well, so here comes Anisa to teach us all how bonuses work. Number one businesswoman.
A bonus is not a guarantee. A bonus is a gift and a thank you for performing well. Nobody is guaranteed a bonus, okay?
Bro.
Like,
that is
anybody
so
who's
wrong.
worked a
She
job
is
knows
giving-
that a bonus is not
Oh
a
my
guarantee.
God.
When you say the weirdest fucking shit in private boxing sparring sessions that make everybody uncomfortable, you're less deserving of a bonus.
What?
Sorry.
Not really sure what she's talking about there at the end, but I will say as someone who's worked a job that offers bonuses, it is basically part of your pay. When you go to your interview for a job like this, they'll tell you what your compensation is. This includes your salary, obviously, and then usually health benefits, vision, dental, sometimes stock benefits, like equity in the company that you work for, and then an included bonus, maybe once or twice a year. A lot of times these companies will have predetermined goals that you have to meet to get your bonus, but that doesn't mean like they only pay it out if they feel like you did a good job, because that's super ambiguous and there's really no way to measure that. But you know what can be measured? Your shirt size. Small, medium, large, XL, double XL. We got you covered, baby. Why don't you come and cop the sickest threads on the block? The link's right down in the description. Anyway, moving on to Donald Trump and RFK Jr.'s big autism announcement. Apparently Tylenol causes autism.
I'm not so careful with what I say. First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay?
Did he not read this before coming out here? You might want to go over this stuff, you know, like, once before coming out on TV and making a big announcement about it. Or at least just make sure you can pronounce all the words you're about to have to say. But please, Mr. President, don't let me interrupt. Please continue.
Tylenol can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is, not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good.
And a lot of people are making fun of this banger quote that we got out of it.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. And if you can't live, if your fever is so bad, you have to take one because there's no alternative to that. Sadly, first question, what can you take instead? It's actually, there's not an alternative to that.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. Aren't you proud to be an American, folks? So obviously everyone's just making fun of this now, making memes about Tylenol and autism. Everyone's just posting this picture because it's perfect on its own. My brother-in-law is an expert in autism and he says that the science is clear. The reason so many kids are being diagnosed with autism is because the Epstein files haven't been released yet. It's funny that Trump had to deal with Elon Musk for a few months and came away going, we really have to destroy autism. The craziest thing about Tylenol and autism is that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Honestly, this announcement really brought the country together in a dark time where we needed it most. Yes, that's right, Gizmo. It's another perfectly executed 4D chess move by yours truly. It really is just the art of the deal. All right, Mr. President, let's get you across the street safely now. We gotta get you back to Washington, D.C. Somebody put up a statue of you with Jeffrey Epstein, and people are starting to take pictures. I think in light of all this Tylenol autism stuff, it's really an opportune time to play this clip so we can remind everybody of Hasan's quote that he blessed us with not too long ago.
Democrats, if they were in charge right now, would be doing 100% the exact same thing, 1-to-1. Make no fucking mistake. Anyone who tries to tell you that Kamala Harris will be different is a fucking delusional moron. Do not listen to them.
1-to-1, huh? Honestly, I'm just gonna assume he doesn't even know what that means, because that's an absolutely ridiculous thing to say. Like, she probably would have appointed qualified people as her cabinet members. Like, we might have a doctor as the Secretary of Health right now. She probably wouldn't be rounding up immigrants because that's not the platform that she ran on. And she probably wouldn't be trying to level Gaza to make it a tourist destination. But those are just the things I can think of off the top of my head as a completely normal person that's not involved in politics. But it's no wonder the Democrats hate Hasan. It's like you're the #1 left-leaning streamer and he doesn't even endorse the candidate on the left. He's basically telling his audience it doesn't matter who wins, so why would they vote? Like, what is even the point of being a political streamer if your say can actually influence the outcome of an election and yet you don't use it at all? You just say you're indifferent and you don't care who wins? Like, what? I mean, I guess he can do whatever he wants with his platform, but it just seems kind of like a waste. And at this point, it really feels like Hasan has been doing nothing but glazing Trump for like a full year.
So far, the man is not even in office yet, and he's having a banner year, okay? Why are we giving Trump credit for this deal? Who do you think facilitated the deal? You think it was Biden? I can't believe we already have liberals in the chat running defense for Joseph Robinette Brandon here. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to all of it. But I'm seeing that a lot of people are basically basically choosing to give credit to the Biden admin here, which is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But it's great. I'm glad that we have insanity that is alive and well. Okay. I'm glad that insanity is alive and well in this community. Like that's great. That's insane. That's more insane than I thought this community would ever get. I'm not gonna lie, but it's cool. Fuck it, we ball. Okay.
Okay. I swear, there's nothing more annoying on this planet than Hasan's fake laugh and his okay. Like, can you be a bigger fucking douche? But anyway, that's about it for me, guys. I'm probably live right now on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. You should check it out. If I'm not live right now, I will be posting a new video next Thursday. I'll see you there. Peace.